Hello all, welcome to Selenium Python Training Series. In this session, we are going to continue the previous sessions. That is, in the previous sessions, we have started integrating the Selenium code with PyTest. Then we created some multiple Selenium tests in a single Python file. After that, we have removed the duplicate code from these multiple tests and we have moved them into the PyTest fixture, okay, as part of the previous session. Now in this session, we are going to create multiple Python files, and under this multiple Python files, we are going to create multiple test methods. So let's get started. Okay, let's get started with this practical demonstration. Further, I'll switch to this PyCharm ID, where you can clearly see there is only one Python file at this moment containing multiple tests, and the duplicate steps already have been moved into the fixture. Okay, this is what is the current situation. Now let me create some other tests. For sample, I'll create, for every Python file, I'll create some 2 or 3 tests going ahead. So already this search Python file has 3 tests. Similarly, I'll create one more Python file. I'll just name this as test underscore, I'll say login. Okay. Login related test I'm going to write, as you can clearly understand from the name of the Python file. Here I'll create a test method. I'll say test underscore login with valid credentials. This is one of the tests I'm creating, credentials. Now here, let me write the code, WebDriver. So first of all, before writing this code, let me show you that I'll be automating this particular scenario. That is, I have to go to this application, launch this application in this browser. And after that, I need to click on this My Account and select Login and be taken to the login page where I have to enter some valid credentials, okay? Some valid username and valid password, and click on the login button and I'll get logged in. This is what I have to automate, okay? So let's get started. So first I have to open this application URL in the browser. I'll copy this URL and here I'll write the code, WebDriver dot. Now hover the mouse on this WebDriver and import this from Selenium. After that, I have to say Chrome, and this will launch the Chrome browser and it will return you some driver. That is object of this driver. This driver is an object reference to that particular object. Now driver dot, I have to maximize the browser window. This will open the Chrome browser. This will maximize the browser window. After that, I have to open the application URL. In the double quotes, give this URL. Okay. After opening this application URL, what I have to do? I have to go to the login page. Okay. Not to go to the login page, I have to click on this My Account option. Let me inspect this My Account option. So once I inspect that, I'll get this, this My Account span tag and all the stuff. I'll copy this. I'll double click on this text between the tags, and I'll create an XPath expression double slash span. Text is equal to My Account. Okay. Now press enter. You see, this is locating the single element, that is My Account option drop menu. Copy this and now write the code. Driver dot find element by dot XPath. So it's not coming. So by dot. Now hover the mouse on by and import this from Selenium. After that, by dot XPath and give the XPath expression of that My Account option and say dot click. After clicking on that, after clicking on this My Account, now select the login option, inspect this, and this is the text between the tags. Driver dot find element by dot, that is link text. Okay, that is link text. Give the text between the tags, locate this login option, and simply say dot click. Just click on the login option and you'll be taken to which page? Login page. Once you're taken to this login page, I need to enter the email address into this email address field. I'll inspect this email address field. It has an ID. I'll copy this ID locator and write something like this. Driver dot find element by dot ID. Give the ID of that particular field, email address field, and say dot send the keys, and in double quotes, enter this email address. Copy this email address and paste it. That's it. Okay, there's a valid email address that I am entering into the email address field. After that, I need to enter the valid password into the password field. Further, I'll inspect this password field. It also has an ID. I'll use this ID as an ID locator for locating the password field. Driver.find element by dot ID. Provide the ID of that password field and say dot send keys. And here I need to enter the password, that is valid password 12345. This case, okay. Let me enter the valid password 12345. After that, I need to click on this login button. I'll inspect this login button. Now I'll create an XPath expression. Value login is there. Copy this and create an XPath expression for locating this login button. Double slash input at the rate value is equal to give that login text. Okay. So this is locating this XPath expression is locating this login button. Copy this XPath expression and now write down driver dot find element by dot XPath give the XPath expression for that login button and simply say dot click. Now it will click on the login button with valid credentials and the user should get logged in. How can we confirm that the user got logged in successfully? So any of these options that only logged in user will have, that we have to verify as displayed. Okay, then it is confirmed. You see, edit your account information is not available for non-logged in user. Okay, so only the people who generally log in can edit their account information, or the people who generally already logged in, right? They can change their password, but the one who has not logged in cannot change the password. So if you verify for any of these options, the display of any of these options, right, that only logged in user can do, then that confirms that the user got successfully logged in. I'll just verify this for this option, edit your account information option. I'll inspect this. I'll inspect this and copy this link text. And here I'll write down assert driver dot find element by dot link text. Give the link text of that option, which is displayed only for the logged in users. Is displayed, I'll say. If this is displayed is returning true, means the user got successfully logged in and the test will pass. Otherwise, the test will fail. After that, I'll simply quit the browser. Driver.quit. Now let me run this particular test and see whether it is working fine or not. So let me run from here and see whether it's getting passed or not. Like this, we'll create one more test in this particular Python file. So I'll just create only two for sample. You can create any number of, but I'll just create only two. Has to click on the my account option and after that enter credentials and login. And let's see whether it got passed or failed. Okay. So let's see this particular test in the test login.py file got passed. You see test passed is coming 100% and one passed. Okay. So this is done. Now let's create one more test. Def test login with invalid credentials. Or or what I can do here is login. Otherwise, I will take one more test. That is a simple test I will take. So I'll go to the login page and I won't enter any credentials and click on the login. I should get this warning message. This is what is a test. Okay, that will be easy. So I'll take that. I don't want to waste your time. So I'm just taking a simple test. Test login without entering credentials or providing credentials. Okay, anything you can name without entering credentials. This will be very easy. Copy this, paste it here. And here, don't enter any email address. Don't enter any password. And when you click on the login button, what should happen? You should get this warning message. You should not get logged in. Rather, to pass this test, you should get this warning message. If you are able to log in, means the test is failed. If you are getting this warning message, it means the test is passing. Okay. So how to verify this warning message? I'll just select this warning message and inspect this. So I'll copy this warning message from here. First of all, warning no match for email address and password is the message. Here I'll write down expected warning message is equal to, in double quotes, give that warning message that you are expecting. And after that, I have to retrieve using Selenium and compare that. So when I inspect this warning message, I'll get this div tag. So this doesn't have a proper ID or something. So I'll go with the top parent tag as an ID, copy this, and here write down control F /div at the rate ID is equal to, give the ID of that, ID of that div section, and under the div section somewhere here we have this message. So I'll just write down / under this div we have this div. Okay, so here one of two is coming. I'll just say one here. So only one of one is coming now, and that is nothing but this message. In between the message, you see the text is there, but not only the text, but there's some I tag is there. Okay, so we only want the text to be retrieved, but that's not possible. So what I will do here is I'll take this XPath expression, which will retrieve the I tag along with this warning message. I'll copy this XPath expression. And here I'll write down, after assert, I'll write down driver dot find element by dot XPath. I'll say give the XPath expression that you have created. And here instead of is displayed, I'll remove this is displayed. So with the help of this XPath expression, I'm locating this part, and in between the div tags, whatever the text and I tags are there, I want to retrieve that. I'll simply say dot text. This will retrieve the text between the tags. So along with the I tag, it will come. But here, instead of saying equal, I'll say contains. Contains, I have to say, because this retrieved text not only contains the text, but also the I tag. So I have to say contains. Contains what? Expected warning message should be there in that particular thing that got retrieved. So instead of equal, you have to use contains. Then it will be fine. Then if it is, if the message is coming, warning message is coming, means the test will pass and we will quit the browser. Let's run this test and see whether this particular test is passing or failing. Let's run this. So users should not get logged in. Rather, you should get that warning message and the test will pass when you don't enter the credentials. Very simple test I have taken. We'll click on my account and no credentials, and let's see whether the warning message came or not. The test is passing means the warning message came. You see the test got passed. That means both of the tests got passed. But as already covered in the previous sessions, this particular test has some duplicate steps, and this particular test also has the duplicate step. The setup code is there here in the beginning of this test, right? The setup code is there, which is duplicated across multiple tests, and also tear down code like quitting the browser is also duplicated here. So for removing that, what I'll do, I'll create a fixture, right? Fixture method, def setup underscore and tear down. Okay, setup and tear down. Some name I'll give. You can give anything. So on the top of this, I'll write down @PyTest dot fixture and give circular brackets. That's enough. Okay. So it's already imported. PyTest is already imported, so no problem. Now here, under this, I'll move this. I'll just move this 3 lines. But here error will come, as you already know. Here also I need to move. I need to remove this. But driver problem is coming, so I have to create. I have to declare that driver as global. Then errors will be gone. You see, errors are gone everywhere. Now, just put a yield keyword here as covered in the previous session. Yield keyword and followed by driver.quit. From all the tests, remove the driver.quit. From here also, remove the driver.quit. That's it. Now we have removed the duplicate code. Now let's give some extra line. So the warning will be gone. Now we should be able to run this 2 tests. Okay, with the help of this fixture where common code that is duplicated code across multiple test methods is now made common under the fixture method. So this the code which is coming before the yield keyword should run as a setup code. That is before the test method code runs, the setup code will run, and after the test methods got run, driver.quit will run for every test. Okay, so that's the process. Now let's run this test. So for that, I'll go to the terminal, and here I'll say CLS, and I'll say PyTest. So PyTest followed by, and currently where under the project, and this Python file is under the package. So I'll write down here PyTest tests. Okay, and just give that slash and followed by the name of the Python file that you want to run. That is test underscore login I want to run. There are 2 tests under this Python file. .py also you have to give. You should not miss this extension. And press enter. Let's see, only these 2 tests should run. Okay, what is the problem here? Test login without entering credentials. So some issue is coming here. Let's see what is the problem. Test package under that test login.py I said. Okay, this is fine, but okay. There is a problem here. That is, I forgot to do one thing. That is, the name of this fixture method I have to copy paste inside this test methods. Otherwise, it's not going to work. The setup and tear down code will not run for this test methods. You don't specify the name of this fixture file under here. Okay, so that's the reason the error is coming. Now again, let's go here and run the test. CLS PyTest space under the test package. I have to write test underscore login.py. Press enter. This time it should work. 2 tests should run 1 by 1. And both of them should get passed even after removing the duplicate code. 1 got run already. Now second one is going to run. Second test. So the page is loading. So let's wait for the page to load completely. After the page is loaded, then it will work. Okay. So the 2 tests got run and both of them should get passed. You see 100%, 2 got passed. That's it. Now we are able to run the login test in this session, right? That's not enough. We have to create few more tests. One more Python file I'll create for sample. Okay, so one more Python file I'll create for sample. So, yeah. So what I'll do here is I'll go under the test package and create one more Python file. I'll just name this Python file as a test register. Okay, this is the last Python file I'm creating for this session. And after that, we'll go to the next part anyhow. So here already we have test search containing 3 tests, test login containing for sample 2 tests. You can create any number of tests, but I'm creating only 2 tests here. In register also, I'll try to create 2 tests with simple tests I'll create. I'll pick and create. So here, what I want to automate here is after going to the application, I want to go to the register page. I want to go to the register page and create an account. Okay, I want to enter the details and create an account. First, I would like to create an account with only mandatory fields. In the next test method, right? I would like to create an account with all the fields. First, with mandatory fields, one test I will create. Test underscore. Okay, create account with mandatory fields. With mandatory fields. So here I'll write down WebDriver dot and hover the mouse on WebDriver and import this WebDriver from Selenium. After that, I'll simply say dot Chrome. It will return you the object that we'll refer to the object with this driver object reference. Driver dot maximize window will maximize the browser window. After that, driver dot get in that give double quotes and give this URL that you want to automate. Copy this URL and paste it here. After opening this application URL, I want to go to the register page. For that, I have to click on my account. Already in the previous test, right, we have written the code for clicking on the my account. I'll copy this and paste it here. Why to waste time? So after clicking on the my account, then I have to click on the register option. I'll inspect this register option. Mostly it is a link text. You see there is a text between the tags, so it is a link text locator. So copy this and write down driver.find element. Here import this by before that and write down by dot link text. Give the link text locator and simply say dot click. It will click on the register option and you will be taken to which page? Register page. In this register page, I have to enter only the mandatory fields. You see all the fields which are marked with asterisk symbol are mandatory fields. I'll inspect this first name and there is an ID. For each and every field in this form, there is mostly an ID. Copy this ID to locate the first name field and simply write down driver.find element I dot ID. Give the ID locator of that first name field and say dot send keys. And here in the double quotes, give the text. So I want to enter my name Arun here. Otherwise, I'll refresh here once again. I would like to enter my name Arun here. So I'll copy this Arun and paste it here in the double quotes. Okay. Now after this, after entering Arun here, I would like to enter my last name. Motori. Copy this and paste it. So to enter that, first let me inspect this field and it has an ID, input last name. Copy this and write down driver.find element by dot ID. Give the ID of that and say dot send keys and give last name Moturi. And after that, inspect this email address field. Also has an ID. Copy this ID and write down driver dot find element by dot ID email address field ID and say dot send keys and give some email. But here every time we have to give a new email. Okay, if you give one new email, next time when you run the script, right, that will become old email. Existing email it will become. So with the existing email, if you try to create an account, you will get a warning message saying duplicate email kind of warning message you will get. So it's better to give every time a new email. How to give that? For that, we have to write some code. Okay, we have to generate some timestamp and write some code. Okay, so let me write that for you. Okay, just to save time, I'll be using ChatGPT or whatever it is, or Google search or whatever it is to get the code for generating a timestamp in Python. So I'll go with ChatGPT for now, ChatGPT, and click on this OpenAI ChatGPT, which auto-generated the code for us. And here I'll write down Python code for generating timestamp. Let's see. Something is happening here. You see time dot str of time, and some format is given here. And when you print it, the timestamp will be printed. Okay. So let's utilize this code. What is the output for above code? Let's see what it will give. Okay. You see, this is the output. Okay. So timestamp will come in this format. Can you replace hyphen and space and underscore and colon symbols with underscore in above printed output. Let's see what will happen. Let's see whether it will write some code for us. You see, I'm not doing anything. ChatGPT is writing everything for me. It's replacing all the underscores with hyphen with underscore, space with underscore, and colon with underscore. And this output we'll get. This is what is expected output I want to get. And with this output, I want to generate email. Every timestamp, every time when you run this again, right, you will get a new timestamp. Okay, like that. Okay, so at least seconds will change. So this is the code. So I'll do one thing. I'll just copy this code. I'm not writing anything. I'm just copying this code, and here I'll create a function. Just to save time, I'm doing that. Otherwise, I can write by myself. But I'll say generate email timestamp. Okay, I'll just modify this code a bit. So not just timestamp, but email timestamp I'm going to generate whenever you call this method, right? Okay. So whenever you call this method, it will return you some email timestamp. Okay. So this is the code I'm copy pasting. Over the mouse on this time and import this from time, import time. That's it. This is the format, and we are replacing all the spaces and hyphens and colons with underscores, so that we'll get this kind of timestamp. That's all. So here I'll simply say return timestamp. Instead of returning the timestamp, what I'll do here is I'll say plus double quote, I'll say @gmail.com. If I want to add something like before also I can add. I'll just give Arun. After that, timestamp, appending the timestamp that is generated here without spaces and all. And at the end, @gmail.com will be there. This you will be returning. Okay. Okay, that's it. So when you call this, it will generate a timestamp. Every time a new email will be created. That's what is the intention. Otherwise, once you run the script right with one fixed email, new email, next time it will become an existing email. Okay. So with this approach, every time a new email will be entered into the email address field. So here in send keys, I'll call this function. Instead of typing directly, I'm just calling this function, which will return the email timestamp, which will be new always. So every time a new email will be entered into this field. Okay. So with this, we are done with the help of ChatGPT. So some Arun, let's say timestamp will be created like this: 14 underscore 04 underscore, let's assume. Okay. 04 underscore 2023 underscore 16 hours 57 minutes, let's say 05 seconds or whatever it is for sample, @gmail.com. This kind of timestamp email will be returned. After that, I have to enter the telephone field to copy this ID of the telephone field and write the code here. Driver.find element by.id of the telephone field locator and say dot send keys. And here I'll give the telephone number as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. After that, after entering one telephone number here, would like to enter the password. I would like to enter the password as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the locator. Driver dot find element by.id locator for password field. Send keys 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Similarly, I would like to enter password confirm also same. This is ID for the password confirm field. So driver dot find element by.id, give the ID for the password confirm field, dot send keys, again give the same password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the password, because both passwords should match here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And after that, only mandatory fields. I'll be selecting this privacy policy, inspect this privacy policy. It has a name locator. Copy this. And here write down driver.find element by dot name. There is a name locator, right? Agree is a name locator here for the checkbox field. And simply say dot click. It will select the checkbox field. After selecting the checkbox field, I would like to click on the continue button. The value continue is there. Only this button is there. So let's create an XPath expression out of it. Copy this value, value attributes value, and say Control F /input @ value is equal to, give the value of that value attribute, You see it's locating that continue button. Copy this, come back here and write down driver.find element by dot xpath, give the xpath expression of that continue button and say dot click. Click on the continue button and account will be created. Okay. Once you do that, the account has to be created. How can we confirm that account has been created? If you get this heading, your account has been created. This proves that, okay, this text is coming means on the page means the account has been created. So this is the expected text. I'll write down that here. Expected text is equal to double quotes, give that expected text. Now here write the assert statement saying assert how to retrieve this particular text using Selenium, inspect the text. And you see in between the h1 tag it is there. On the top of that ID is there. Copy this ID and write down the xpath expression /div @ID is equal to give the ID of that parent tag. And under that h1 is there /h1 you say. It will locate this heading and the text is between the tags. So copy this. I'll simply write down driver.find element by dot xpath, give the xpath expression and say dot text, retrieve the text with the help of Selenium, and we have to compare that with equal. Okay, equals this expected text. If it is equaling means text got passed, and finally I'll say driver.quit. This will close the browser. Now run the script and see whether it is working fine or not. Run this. Every time it will create a new email address because of that function. So it has launched the browser, maximize the browser, open the application URL, should go to the register page and enter all the details. You see timestamp email has been created, and let's see whether the test got passed or failed. You see the test got passed, it is working fine. Okay. Similarly, I can create one more test method which doesn't take at all any time, because that test is nothing but mostly the copy paste of this test, where instead of creating the account with only mandatory fields, I'm going to create the account with all fields. Okay. So when I go to the register page here, only mandatory instead of, and all are mandatory fields mostly, right? First name, last name, email, telephone, everything we have done in the previous session, right? Privacy policy, everything. But only this newsletter option is not mandatory. But in this session, since I have to create an account by providing all the fields, I have to select this S option. That's only the new thing, okay, in this particular test. So let me create the test. Def create account by providing all fields. You can give any name. I'm just giving this name, providing all fields. Okay, how to do that? Copy paste all this code. This code is same till here. Okay, only one new step will come. What is the one new step? Now here, after entering the password and confirm password here, I just need to select this as radio option, inspect this. Only one step is left, that is that I'm doing. Here value is equal to 1 is there for this input field. Input value is equal to 1. Copy this one and write down here /input @value is equal to, give that value. That's it. One of three are coming still. Okay, so here what is coming? Let's see. Some other thing is coming. Now this one is for this one. So name is equal to newsletter also I'll add. I don't know whether I can copy name @name is equal to newsletter. Now you see only one is coming, that is nothing but this is radio button. Copy this and write down here driver.find element by dot xpath by dot xpath, give the xpath expression and say dot click. Dot click out, right? You see with this we are done with all the tests. Okay, I've created 3 tests in search, 2 tests in for sample in login, 2 tests for sample in register also, register Python file also. Okay. Now let's see whether this particular test is working fine or not, with all fields account is getting created or not. Let's see. So why this option is not coming? The option should come now. Somehow it's not coming. Yeah, here I have to write test underscore, otherwise it's not come. Okay. You see, if you don't provide test underscore, you see it's not detecting. Now if I provide test underscore, this option is coming, so I can run with PyTest. Run it. So let's see with all fields the account is getting created or not. Yeah, account got created with all fields. So let's see whether the test is passing or failing. Yeah, test is passing. So all the tests are working. Now what I will do here is I will move the common steps, the duplicate steps in all these multiple test methods into that fixture. You remember, right, in the previous Python files also we created that. So here I'll say def setup and tier down. I'll say tier down, tier down, and I'll move these steps here. These 3 common setup code steps. I'll move that here, and I'll make this driver global as usual. Global driver errors will be gone. And after that, this driver dot quit, I'll move into the yield. After yield keyword, I'll put this driver dot quit, so that it will fall into the tier down code. Okay, driver dot quit. Then here also the setup code I'll remove because it's part of the fixture method now. I will make this method into a fixture method in a while. Remove this driver dot quit also, and that's it. Go to the top and write down here @PyTest dot fixture and provide a circular brackets and give the name of this fixture method in this individual test methods. Then only the setup and tear down code is going to run for each and individual test methods. Now let's run this Python file. Only this Python file I want to run. For that, I'll go to the terminal and simply write down cls pytest space under which package we have this Python file under the test package slash, and then here I'll give test underscore register.py file and press enter. That's it. Only these test methods under the register Python file will run. 2 test methods should run one by one, and both should get passed. Then we are good. 1 is done and it got passed because we got that green dot in the output console. Now second is running. Let's see whether it will pass or fail. You see, this is also getting passed, most probably. You see, green dot came means it got passed. Green dot came. 2 got passed. So this is working fine. So, so have you followed everything well? The answer is no still. Why? Because here, even though we have 3 Python files, and in one Python file, we created some 3 test methods and 1 fixture. Similarly, here also we removed the duplication of the code by creating a fixture. In this Python file also, we removed the duplication of code across multiple test methods in this Python file by creating fixture, but still we are duplicating something, that is across the Python files, we are duplicating this fixture method. You see, the fixture method, say fixture method is created here. The same steps, you see, there's not at all any difference. The same thing, same setup code in the this Python file and this Python file. Same tear down code in this Python file, this Python file. Here also the same thing. Again, the same fixture is created here also. That means across the Python files, this fixture method is duplicated. Across the Python files, this fixture method is duplicated. That we have to clear. So that I'm going to explain in the next session. Okay. So here we are going with the different sessions, right? Part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. In part 5, I'm going to cover that, where I'm going to remove this duplication and make this even more common. So still it is duplicated. Across the Python files, this fixture method is duplicated. I have to remove that. Okay. Remove the duplication of the fixture method and make it common. How? I'm going to cover in the next session. So that's all for this session. See you in the next session. Thank you. Bye.